Hello there, welcome to my newest video. This video, I'm doing in a different format than last time, so apologies for any mistakes that I may have along the way. Quick note, I tried my best to edit out majority of the mishaps that I had with my connection, and so rather than in the last video how there's multiple times where everything would bug and pause the game temporarily, this one shouldn't have as many of those in the actual showing of the ability, but the command list may have a couple of bugs in it. I tried my best to edit out as much as I could. So for this, I'm showing you that the Infinity pushes back entities and all that stuff, including projectiles. But a key problem is the fact that from time to time, an entity might still be able to hit you. But in order to counter that, I gave a massive amount of resistance. But on top of that, there's also the projectiles. A lot of the time, the projectiles will still get through, and the only thing that you'll have to worry about is knockback then, because you'll still be immortal. And Infinity, while it may seem busted, and it is busted, there's also the classic Toji counter for it with the inverted spear of heaven, which is something I'll also be showing you how to make in this video. Some side notes for the Infinity. Because of how it's made, it also can push people into walls, as well as under the ground and above you. If someone were to jump while near you, you would push them upwards in a upwards motion. Also, whenever pushing back a player, it forces them to look at you due to how the Infinity works. So keep that in mind. I also was kind of showing in this video how you can Hanami people, aka what Gojo does to Hanami in the anime, where you push someone into a wall and just keep them there until they just pop. It's a funny thing that I managed to do because of how the command works. I actually quite like it. And so going back to the projectiles, some stuff can get stopped by your Infinity, and when it does, it looks really cool and feels really accurate. But here we have my second account with the inverted spear, and I'm showing you how the inverted spear kind of affects stuff. So the thing is about the inverted spear is that whenever you get near somebody while having an Infinity equipped, whenever you get near someone with the inverted spear, it will actually it'll stop them from being pushed back, and it'll also take away your resistance. The thing about having the inverted spear while having Infinity on, though, is the fact that because it leaves a hole in your Infinity, it won't you actually will still be able to take damage. While it still will push back anybody else, besides for a person holding the inverted spear, you will still be able to take damage. And at the time of the recording for this, I had not realized that, even though I was the one who coded it all. Kind of funny, and I understand. But yeah, that's something that I can't fix, but it's reasonable. It makes sense, and so that's why I'm just leaving it there. For a little bit, I'm messing around with all of this. As a side note for the inverted spear, it also gives you a damage buff. And you'll see how much damage that does here in a moment, whenever I decide to show that. Another thing is that it works on items and anything that really can move that isn't restricted to a block. Is anything that can move and isn't restricted to a block. Mine is probably shulkers, but if you push a shulker, I'm pretty sure they will teleport away, which in itself is its own thing. It makes sense why they would do that. A couple of other fun things is the fact that I have actually another side note, I should say, is the fact that my second account won't actually get affected by inverted spear either way, due to a tag that I put on it to make sure that it wouldn't move from any spot that it's being placed at. That way, I won't move it away from command blocks while using abilities, like, for example, Toto or Sukuna's Fire Arrow, which are both abilities that will do something to you, such as Sukuna's Fire Arrow that I've made will drag you along with it while doing damage over time before exploding. And then Toto's Clap would just, you'd clap and then it would swap places. Simple as that. These are just a couple of the abilities that I have on this world, but those other videos will come some other time. My second, as you can see here, the damage that's done leaves a player at only 1 heart and a half, which is a lot of damage. And as you see there, that's when I realized, oh wait, he can actually hit me if I'm close enough to my second account. That's worrisome. And so I try to be more cautious about where my second account is relative to the zombie, or the husk in this case. I prefer to use husks as test subjects because they're relatively decently sized for testing stuff, and they also act just like a zombie but don't burn during the day. And so it really helps for doing reviews on abilities and stuff. And soon here we shall switch to the actual command blocks themselves. And here we have, this part itself is the Inverted Spear of Heaven. This is how the Inverted Spear of Heaven works. It works by giving you a tag and then taking away the tag if you switch off of it. The tag itself will force anyone using Gojo's Infinity to shut off their Infinity, and also force their Infinity to not push you back, while other people can still get pushed back as long as they don't have the Inverted Spear. Another thing about Gojo's Infinity is the fact that the Infinity also gets affected by another thing that I have yet to show you in videos, and that is Maharaga. I have a whole summoning Maharaga thing that I may show in a future video, maybe not. And that will allow, and if Maharaga stays in Infinity for a certain amount of time, he will adapt to it, aka doing the same thing as if someone were to hold the Inverted Spear. And so, while in these videos I try my best to just show off everything, that way you won't have to worry about like, oh wait, in your Maharaga video you're gonna have to show this and this and this from other videos just to make sure that it happens. But it's whatever for now. I just suggest that you follow through everything, and some stuff might go unused, but that will be perfectly fine because it's just a couple of things going unused. Soon here we will make it to the end of the video, and I will make sure to put anything that I have not. I'll put the commands used in order to get command blocks into the description, as well as the command used in order to tag somebody the correct tag for becoming Gojo. Adios.